Alright, to mark the holiday season, Untold Tales and Cubic Games have partnered up to basically do a ridiculously big sale on a ton of their different games.
Yep, there are a number of games on sale across both publishers' titles, with discounts going up to 99%, and this promotion is available in both North America and Europe. And on top of that, there is a giveaway with a chance to win up to $1,000 or euros in Eshop credit for 20 lucky participants.
Yeah, all the details will be on their website. We'll pop a link to that in the description, and you can see it on the screen now. As with any of these type of sales, you will need to own one of the games that you can see on screen now to be eligible. But other than that, it's just a case of trying not to add too much to your backlog. There are some very good titles on here, including the brand new Leo's Fortune. So what are the games on sale in this 99% bonanza? Oh yeah, I'm saying bonanza, Glenn.
Bonanza, like it, good word.
Well, let's find out. First up, we've got Master Chef Learn to Cook, which is a new release. Now, personally, I am not a very good cook at all. It's not called a cook, is it? It's a chef. But Learn to Chef doesn't sound quite right. There's 120 different recipes here, and it's basically like a motion-controlled mini-game. You slice up your ingredients, you're making pizzas and sushi, you'll create your own avatar so that you look stylish. But yeah, I'm glad they put motion controls into this one. Certainly a fun one with the kids, tons of mini-games. It's just 1.1 gigs to download, and it releases today, December the 6th. All the prices are on the screen. Next up then, we've got Real Boxing 2 Remastered, which is another new release. It includes better lighting effects, an improved use of the graphics engine, but the gameplay is the same as before. You have little training mini games, a bit like those Rocky montages. You create your dream boxer, deck him out in gear that you think looks good, and then punch someone's face in. It's 1 or 2 player offline, and just a 1.4 gigabyte download. Leo's Fortune is an excellent game. This has been out on other platforms actually for quite a while, but it's an adventure puzzle platformer developed by 1337 and Senri, and it centers around Leo, a brilliant engineer, a quite furry brilliant engineer who was renowned for his legendary gadgets, and you're basically undertaking physics-based puzzles through these stages. It has a nice storyline as well and a very atmospheric soundtrack. There is a hardcore mode, which obviously presents a more difficult challenge, but yeah, this was good on other platforms. I enjoyed it, so it's nice to see it on Switch, and at this price, I mean, that is an easy bargain pickup. Monster Truck Arena is one that we've already purchased in our house. This was one my son wanted to get. He absolutely loves monster trucks. There's a variety of different arenas, different challenges, but honestly he just likes driving that monster truck up the steepest slope he can find to essentially attempt to land it on its nose. Apparently that's a thing, like bottle flip in a monster truck. Next up, we've got another new release in Nom Run 2. Now, the first Nom Run was actually a really decent little endless runner, but a 3D perspective from behind the character as they're running away from it. This time around, I think they've improved the environments quite a bit. It looks a lot more open, there's different obstacles. I think they've also increased the speed slightly as well, and there's a double jump in there. It's just a more refined version where you're constantly looking for the fastest route through each stage. That one is just 400 megabytes, it is single player only. ahhhh needs no introduction. Glenn and I famously created a live stream of this for Cubic Games, and we were featured on their Steam page. So yeah, if you ever thought, I wonder what Mark and Glenn would be like as live streamers, you can go watch those. We had a lot of fun. There were quite a few innuendo bingo jokes going on, but ahhhh was one of the highlights of our time. It's just absolute carnage as your hole gets larger and you end up swallowing up entire buildings in a competition to be the biggest. Next up, we've got Candivity, the Complete Edition, which is another new release. This one's clearly taken some inspiration from another very popular puzzle game, but it also features online leaderboards as well as a co-op mode, and it features a variety of stages with different challenges. It is so colourful, it's quite literally making my eyes feel like they've eaten sugar. I don't know how that would feel, but I'm feeling it. It's just 352 megs, and that sale goes on until December 21st. The developers of Everdream Valley have actually patched it up a number of times since it came out. It's one of those where it's been looked after post-launch, and I'm really pleased to see it because I enjoyed it a lot. Now, it is the cliche, I guess, where you're going and helping out on a grandparent's farm. You take on the majority of the legwork. You're gathering up different animals, building enclosures. But the thing is, this isn't just your usual. You're not just getting cows and sheep and maybe a couple of chickens. There's 20 different types of animals to get, from snails and slugs all the way up to alpacas and wild boar. You've got the usual array of farming things like planting crops, and there are little missions as well for people. A nice little game, certainly at that price.
What are you doing, fella? Oh no!
The next new release then is a game called Rage Swarm, which sounds like I don't know, like a definition for Twitter. But here you're armed with different powerful weapons. You can blast through waves of enemies, hoping to defeat the ultimate boss. There's upgrades, you got a load of different guns, and you can also level up and buy different talents. It's all about fast-paced action, dodging, shooting, and it's just a 292 megabyte download. Tools Up, the Ultimate Edition, is coming in at number 10. These developers are really good actually. They created that Servernauts game that we just did a video on. They're called the Knights of Unity, and Tools Up is quality. If you like your party co-op games, this one can be played with up to 4 people in couch co-op, and you're decorating rooms in houses, doing up apartments. It's got that physics-based feel to some of it, and obviously it's all on a timer. Now this is another that we do have a full dedicated video of if you want to go check it out. But with Christmas coming up, like, this would be absolutely ideal. We had a lot of fun with it, and it's just a 1.7 gigabyte download. Dex does not need much introduction on the channel. This is a great open world cyberpunk RPG. There are branching dialogue choices, different ways of tackling situations, and it has that nice side perspective 2D style that you don't usually find in this genre. If for whatever reason you haven't picked this one up already, just check in the comments. I'm sure there's someone down there that's played it and that really enjoyed it that can maybe give you a little bit more information as well.
Kether is the most advanced AI ever created.
Raycast says you're the...
In 12, we've got Tiny Lands, which is a very relaxing puzzle game where you play within a 3D environment, bringing scenes to life with different objects. And it's all about taking it easy, taking it slowly, and just unwinding. Not every game has to be a high score chaser. Paper.io 2, on the other hand, is very different and is much more like Hole.io that we spoke about, where you're essentially trying to gain the largest coloured space on a huge piece of paper, cutting out your opponents, gradually getting larger and dominating the field before spending all of your money on some lovely customizations, like a variety of ridiculous hats. This one has 1 to 8 player on one Nintendo Switch, so yeah, if you've got 4 Joy-Cons, I believe you can split those in half and let the carnage ensue. Happy days. A couple of my personal favourites, another that we had a dedicated video for. This is really good, very addictive actually. It feels like Brotato. So if you've played either Brotato or Vampire Survivors, you've got an idea. But what's cool is you can create your own spells by clicking different components together, and there's almost like an unlimited amount you can create. And between each wave, you'll do that to get more powerful. Yeah, good game that. Really enjoyed it. Blazing Beaks is a great one if you enjoy your classic style roguelites, but this one has a bit of a twist in that you can pick up things that have a negative effect and then sell them in the shop to gain a positive. It looks nice as well, and it does also have 2-player co-op or 4-player competitive modes. The Hong Kong Massacre is basically John Wick. It's top down, you'll be slow-mo jumping your way Max Payne style through windows, firing twin Berettas and the sort. I think that's what they're called, I don't really know guns. Eyes the Horror Game is a scary one from the first person perspective that Glenn quite enjoyed, but I am not a horror game fan. A Maze has a bunch of maze-like puzzles. You've got classic mode as well as a time rush, and there are hundreds of levels. Arisa's Simple Story, the definitive edition, is a really nice little adventure story where the main protagonist has lost the love of their life and you have to manipulate time to help you solve different puzzles and also reshape the environment. Quite a melancholic one this, but actually it has a great soundtrack and a few features that I always like to see, like gyroscopic support. I'm sorry, it's a serious game, but it does. They're going to put that, aren't they, on my tombstone? Here lies Mark Walker. He loved gyro. Oh man. Last but not least then, I like to end with it because it's still and will always be one of my favourite games on Switch. It's Ahhhh. We've all got it at this point, and if you haven't, you should. One button, one kill, chain together combos, and then unleash hell and clear the entire screen whilst firing your pistol with the other hand. Great game. So there we have it. If you want to find out details about every game they've got on sale, you can go to cubicgames.com/sale. There is a contest with a total value of $1,000 or €1,000 going on, and that's in Eshop credits for 20 different winners. And you can find out all the information about that as well over at the website. So that's it really. I hope you found the little nugget in there that you're going to enjoy playing. Let me know down in the comments. 19 cents for a lot of these is a crazy price, but it is nice to see Cubic and Untold working together again. And as I always like to say, we would not exist if it wasn't for sponsors, as we don't have any big corporate backing. It's just us, and we wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you to our Patreons, our members, all of you that enjoy the content, and as always, for all things Switch, all the time, keep it Switch up. Cheers guys, see ya!